Hello, this is Joe Pryor of the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, a part of Redbud Realty and Associates. And I want to tell you a little bit of a story about some people I'm working with this week and doing a short sale instead of a foreclosure on their home. And I want to use it as an object lesson of a different way to look at a short sale as versus going down the tubes and letting it go into foreclosure. Now, a lot of times we talk about emotional distress, tax liens, everything else, that you could buy a home in the next 2 years if you do a short sale versus 5 years if you have a foreclosure and the advantages there. But I want to make it just kind of purely economics and tell you what happened. We have some people with a justifiable hardship. This is not about trying to just walk away from a house that you don't like and maybe the payments are too high. These people have financial difficulties. They have health issues. And what they did is they started out doing a second mortgage. And so what they've ended up doing is putting themselves in a position where they were underwater on their mortgage by about $65,000, $70,000 in terms of by the time that they would sell it. That's how much money they would have to bring to closing in order not to do a short sale or have a foreclosure. It's money they don't have. Now, they did something else which I don't necessarily recommend to everybody, which is a loan modification. This was not something that did things good for them. It did things bad for them because all it did is, instead of being a bridge over troubled water, it made the situation worse. So now we're at $85,000, counting all the missed payments, interest, penalties, and a looming foreclosure. So that's $85,000 that this couple doesn't have to do. Now, also, let's just take the difference in terms of what they could rent for versus what they're paying. There's about $800 difference just right there. So you take that over the course of a couple of years and we're getting close to another $20,000. So we're easily over $100,000 difference right now. And then so let's also take that $800 and say that we had that kind of money that we could invest instead of going down the tubes with your home, and that $800 with compounded interest in a fairly simple account. Once you add all this up, it may mean more like a couple of $100,000, and then also that they don't have the tax lien that comes with a foreclosure because there is no forgiveness of that loss. That may be another $50,000, and the difference is about 10 years down the road, they may have $250,000 to $300,000 they wouldn't have. Now, I know you love probably the house that you're in. I know maybe your kids grew up in that house. Maybe it's something that you decorated, you changed the colors, you landscaped the front and back. You're very proud of it. But let's face it, folks, it's a house and it is not worth your life. It's not worth your financial well-being. I don't want to see you get to 60, 65, 70 years old, have no money, be totally dependent upon Social Security. So if you are in this situation, if you're at that 2 or 3 month period past due on the loan modification and on your house payments and everything else, and you've run up your credit cards, say, Uncle, please at this point understand the economic ramifications. I want to help you be in a better position down the road. I want you to get that mental thing out of your head, which is that you are attached to that house. That house is not you. It is bricks and mortar. It is not your family. It is not your friends. It is not the things that you care about. It is a home. It's an inanimate object. Let's just look at this purely from a financial point of view and understand that sometimes the best thing to do is say, I can't do it. All it's going to do is get worse if I just bury my head in the sand. Let me help you do a short sale. Let me help you get in a position at 5 or 10 years down the road that if something happens to you, that you have the reserves to take care of it and possibly to retire upon. This is Joe Pryor with the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, where we deliver traditional real estate values at the speed of technology.